Listen, we are back. Make sure you like this video as you are coming in. Make sure you like it. Thank you. What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New. And honey, I am back in the building. Listen, this time, honey, I am back to talk about a content creator that calls Mel out, saying that she should have ignored all of those who attacked her. What do you guys think of that? Melody has recently taken to her social media to write, right now, someone you helped is telling people you're a bad person. Ooh, child. Ooh. Hell, we could say that about Melody's former castmates, honey. Didn't they say that Melody was a bad person, honey? Okay, Melody has a dark soul, honey. Okay, Latifah. Mel, you got a black soul. Absolutely not. Okay. So, yeah, it's crazy. All the girl did was start a Patreon. A lot of people got a Patreon, and I don't remember all of this, happening when other people started their Patreon. Like, what is going on? Melody also writes, when someone burns a bridge that they can't rebuild. Ooh, child, who is she talking about? Is she talking about somebody in particular? Okay, what do y'all think about this? One person says the amount of hate that Mel gets is disturbing, SMH. Normally, when you don't like someone, you don't constantly talk about them or keep up with what they have going on. It's very hypocritical for them to be able to drag her constantly unprovoked. But if she responds, she's the villain. Yeah, because I told y'all there was a content creator that had called her out and was basically like, it's only a few people in the sector that don't like her. And, Melody knew that those people didn't like her. So why respond to them? But I don't think she was responding to just those two people. I think it's more than two people, right? Clearly, it has to be, right? Another person says, this is weird how Melody continues to get verbally assaulted by this hate mob. Is this about a Patreon she started? The obsession from her haters is scary. Another person says, I'm very happy Mel is standing in her own power and timing. The angry birds and vampires are upset that they can no longer feed off of her. Let them stay mad. Lastly, some bridges should be demolished. No apologies, just peace. Ooh, child, I heard that, honey. I heard it. Another person says, they are all just jealous of her. Another person says, high vibrational people like Mel usually irritate demon spirits. There are some really emotionally damaged people out there. Another person says, I don't understand why they are all making think piece videos of Melody having a Patreon. This all started from that announcement. Another person says, I just need to know, why is it that Melody can't make mistakes? Everyone always seems to give no grace to this lady. God, stay with her and her family. I get emotional thinking about all of what she has went through. Another person says sometimes bridges can't be repaired after people been waiting for the opportunity to slander you and your family and your innocent kids. That's just evil. And it's mean and hateful the way that they come at Mel. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about all of this. Should Melody just ignore these people? Does she have the right to clap back? Like I said before, honey, I say it's your thing, Melody. Do what you want to do, honey. Okay? maybe she's sick of ignoring people. Maybe that's a road that, hell, she's always taken. And now, she's taking a stance, and standing on business, right? So, yeah. How y'all feel about that? Listen, let's shake a bone and get the hell on. We got Kandi Burruss was down to the Watch What Happens Live. Kandi. I call bullshit. Okay? I call it, girl. Kandi was over there talking to Andy Cohen saying that, I think back in July of last year, that's when, she wanted to get a divorce from Todd. There was, I guess, a singular incident that happened. Honey, the people was dragging Kandi, saying just come out and say that Todd cheated. Like I said before, this is what happens when you open up your bedroom to, your partner and all these other people. Like, come on now. Kandi cannot be that damn naive at her big age. Ain't she about 50 years old? Shit, I'm 40 and I know that. You can't, you ain't gonna win. You not gonna win doing that. I told y'all better pull that porn out and don't be swapping mates and having sex with other people with your mate in the bed. All of that. Okay, a lot of people are not mature enough to just, behave in that transactional way for the moment. Honey, they go continue to extend that. Listen, okay, they gonna end up being on some, especially a man. Okay, you gotta have boundaries with men. You gotta, they like dogs. You gotta train them. You gotta let them know what they can do, what they can't. You gotta put your foot down. You gotta get on the good foot. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and Kandi, girl, you was operating in confusion. The man got confused. Okay. The man got confused. Now, she never came out and said that Todd cheated, but honey, that's what it's looking like. But you just bragged. See, Kandi contradicts herself. You just bragged on some interview. Oh, I just had a threesome a couple of weeks ago. Everything worked out for me. And then fast forward, you getting this damn divorce. Okay, that don't match up. Kandi also said that her and Todd are really great co-parents, but it's out here on the blogs that, according to your court documents, honey, you accusing that man of not helping with the kids. He ain't buying food. He ain't buying school supply. He ain't paying no bills in that separate house that he's at, honey. Okay, the lights, the gas, pest control. Okay, your words. Okay, or your attorney's words, honey, not mine. How is all of that out there? But yet, yeah, we good co-parents. And the part that really killed me was she says they don't disagree when it comes to the prenup. Say what now? Ain't none of this making no sense. Somebody lying. Yeah, me and Todd is cool, and that ain't what it's been giving. Okay? That ain't what it's been giving. And if y'all so cool, why he not providing for the children? Why are you calling him out on that? Remember, she wanted the documents sealed. He wanted them open. They're open. We all know everything. It's like the stuff she's saying, it doesn't match up. And I get you want to put on a united front for the children, but hell, you can only be so fake with the kids. They gonna be able to see through all of this. Okay? She says once they put the divorce behind them, they could just focus on being good co-parents. Kandi, girl, that has always been my issue with you. I think you have on rose-colored glasses. I think you do. That man wants your money, girl. He want it. because his ass would have moved out of that house and got his own place. The fact that he is residing in that separate house, and I know some people will say, yeah, but Todd, he's earned the right. Yeah, but he ain't paying no bills in the house. You gotta look at what people do and not what they say. You gotta look at what people do and not what they say. Now, she's saying shit is all good and, once they get a divorce, everything can be put behind them. No, it ain't, because Kandi played this whole situation with Todd the wrong way. Even in the marriage, Todd would try to step out and have his own identity, hang with his friends, do work projects. We've seen it several times on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She wouldn't just let the man go out and make money without her. Everything was goddamn Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, Tia and Tamir. We are attached at the damn hip. She always wanted to do so much business with him. It was excessive. I admired that about them, but hindsight is 2020, and I think that the marriage became more of a business, okay, than it was a marriage. And you have to have boundaries with that. And on top of that, they inviting all these damn people in the bed with them, child. Okay, that was a mess. It's like, Kandi, you expect to play with fire and not get burned. You did not do your due diligence on some of these situations. You just didn't. And I ain't believing that it's all good in the hood. What y'all think? Kandi's body, though, is tea, honey. She looking good, honey. She looked good in her dress. I just didn't believe shit that she was saying. And everybody in the comments, oh, she's just being so positive. And, Kandi has some stuff about her that I like. Hardworking, responsible, kind. You know what I'm saying? Kandi is trying to put up this united front. But, hell, if you want to drag Todd's ass, then, girl, let it out. Okay, one person says Kandi always maintains a positive professional image. She will always give whatever she is doing 100%, a real champion. Yeah, but on the other side of it, look, on the other side of the track, she don't want Todd to get her money. It came out just like Andy said. He reminded her on Watch What Happens Live. We got the whole prenup thing on tape. You confronted that man about your money. Okay, then they had the little wedding special. All this shit can be looked up. You did not want him to have access to your money. You know he wants your money. That's why he's not helping out with those things. Because he expects for you to pay for it, sis. So that's another thing about Kandi. Kandi doesn't want to look bad. I think she's embarrassed. She's trying to cover it up. But girl, we see you. We see you, girl. So yeah, it just... And then Kandi actually, had the chance to get up out the marriage with just Riley. Then you go and have 2 kids with this man that his money ain't like yours. You keep trying to do all these business projects with him. It's coming from your money. You set yourself up. You did. Like I said, I still am Team Kandi, though. I want her to win. I want her to learn from this, though. Because I just feel like, I don't know. I get this thing from Kandi where it's like, yeah, I make a lot of money, so that means I'm so smart. It's like, no, you don't have boundaries. You don't have no standards. You get into another relationship, you need to make sure they are equally yoked with you financially, especially if you don't plan on paying them. Because guess what? These niggas these days, they expect for you to take care of them too. They do. What y'all think about that? Was y'all buying, what she was saying down to the Watch What Happens Live? Speaking of which, let's get to the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, part 2. It was pretty good. It was underwhelming, but I'm just gonna tell y'all straight up. Jazzy can go. She's thirsty and angry, and I don't believe her marriage and shit is the way that she says it is. I don't do ghetto, okay? I don't do Jazzy. Jazzy, her dress was a try-hard. Kierna is beautiful. Y'all got to give it to Kay, honey. It's stunning. I don't know, though. I don't see her and Greg getting married. Hell, maybe she don't want to marry Greg. Do y'all ever look at it like that? Like, maybe she just trying to hold something. Okay? But do I believe that she stole Greg? We don't care, Jazzy. We don't. Is it me, or does Andy not like Angel? He kept cutting her ass off, being short with her. He loved him some Stacy, though. I was like, ooh, Angel, I don't know if you coming back, girl. Angel was getting on my nerves. She kept trying to overly defend Bobby. And Bobby is so disappointed in Monique, because she called him out for, acting like Chris. This is the thing. When you get with these ball players, these football players, these boxers, they all do have similar personalities. So it's not too far off what Monique is saying. It's not. Angel, you keep trying to act like your ass is so special. There's nothing new under the sun. These men are the way that they are. Okay? And you had Tia. I don't think that Tia is interesting like that. Giselle got emotional when Tia was talking about her family, her father, and I guess she found something, from the father. I wasn't really following, but they got on Giselle and how she never cries. And child, Giselle don't give a fuck about nothing. That's why she ain't crying. Ever since Sherman, played her, honey, Giselle has left the building, honey. She said, y'all ain't gonna get me no more. I didn't like her behavior about crying, because I feel like that's why Giselle is not the greatest reality star. You got to give the people that. You do have to be emotional about certain things. And, Tia was close to her father. You was too. It would have been a perfect segue for you to shed a tear and, oh, I get it. And, she really seemed connected to Tia's story. We don't never really see that from Giselle when it comes to the other girls' stories. Okay, she's too busy hazing them. But you see what I'm saying? It's like, Giselle, that was a moment for you to just, cry a little bit. Show that you're human. I think that that's why you are disliked. It's like the audience doesn't trust you. You do have to kind of show some of that sometimes. But yeah, I didn't like how she was acting like she was above crying. Like, oh, no, I'm not gonna cry. No, it's not gonna happen. I was like, damn. Andy said, honey, he been waiting for 10 years. You'll be waiting for another 10. That bitch, she don't care no more. She has left the building. So, and that's kind of Andy and the network's fault, okay, for putting Giselle on that pedestal and not expecting much from her. They found out she was dating some damn congressman. And she was like, yeah, but of course, he didn't want to be on TV. I said, how convenient. So, yeah, Giselle's still full of shit. Did y'all see Wendy's face when Giselle mentioned she dated a congressman? She looked at her with disgust. Like, why would somebody be interested in you? Somebody in Congress, honey. Honey, I like Giselle and Wendy getting along, but you could still see there's some friction between the two personalities, honey. Like, Wendy still don't all the way see it for Giselle. Andy believes, okay, that Wendy is going to jail. And it's going to come out on that third part because they showed, some previews of that. And I was like, oh, look at Andy. Andy was like, it looked like they got your ass, Wendy, all these damn charges and shit. It don't look like you going to be able to get up out of this gal. They call out Ashley for judging Wendy. Talking about Zen Win is in the pen. Ashley knows she was being shady. Ashley is disgusting. She just is. She only cares about herself. She's a parasite. She hangs on to everything that, that people do. And you could easily, get on her ass for all the malicious shit she done did, right? But she's disgusting, and it really came out when they got on her for messing with Sharice's son. And Wendy and Stacy, they was like, yeah, that was just low. Why would you do that? No storyline, no morals, no values, no ethics, no decorum, and no boundaries. Well, Sharice was fine, and I told her on camera, and she didn't say anything. She probably felt like you was full of shit, like with the rest of the shit that you do. And you know what I'm saying? So they tried to turn it on Sharice, her and Giselle. Yeah, all of a sudden, she's so upset. But she would tease Ashley about being her daughter-in-law. I think that Sharice didn't like that Ashley did it on camera. And I think in the moment, it probably caught Sharice off guard. A lot of people don't react to stuff right away. They don't. Like she said in her Carlos King interview, she knows that Ashley lies. She knows that, but I think that where it went down the wrong road for Sharice is Ashley kept talking about her son. It suddenly wasn't just this kiss. Now they done slept together. Ashley has been on different interviews talking about this lady's son, and she expected for Sharice not to say anything. And then she go get up there and lie and say, oh, it was just a kiss, but you made it look like it was more. Because you really wanted to turn this into a storyline to remain relevant on this show. Ashley hasn't brought shit to the franchise since Michael divorced her. And that's kind of been her storyline, her still getting this damn divorce. She finally has it, and it's like she has nothing. She's very insecure and immature, and she's very parasitic. That's why she likes to, talk shit about these women. Like, she's supposed to be cool with Wendy, but she used that while she was out to, make Wendy look bad. Because they didn't show the one part where she was like, yeah, y'all shocked by Wendy getting arrested for all of this stuff? We're not. This ain't nothing new to us. And then you at the damn reunion saying something else, Ashley. So it's like, which is it? You all apologetic to Wendy's face, but she likes to try to use people to, hang on to the damn show. Andy and the network, they allow her ass to do that. So not only does Giselle have privilege, Ashley has it too. Nobody talks about it though, because everybody is fixated on Giselle, but I do see that. Monique has been sent a cease and desist from Chris Samuels for her talking about him. To me, it just makes Chris look guilty. It does. It gives narcissist. It gives, I don't want her talking about me in a bad way or telling, her truth about me. He knows she needs this show to support the kids, and I believe that's another thing. He wants to hinder her. So yeah. But now they are trying to use Stacy as the scapegoat. I didn't really like that. Because, and Stacey, if you dated the man, just say we went out on a few dates, it was whack, he ain't no damn good. Just tell us, girl, it didn't work out, let's move on. I don't think that Monique cares one way or the other. I think a lot of people feel like Monique does care. I think if she does care, it's kind of like, it's because you're lying about it. You're saying one thing in front of the girls, and then when the cameras go down, they caught your ass saying, yeah, we've been out. I don't think she said date, but she said that she would see him socially. Timu, whoever her husband, honey. He was out talking to different people. Chris was one of the people she was talking to. So that does lend that you dated him. Just come the fuck out, Stacey. And just come out with it. Like, this lying that you are doing about unnecessary things is going to sabotage you. Everybody likes you now, but if you keep this shit up, Mia 2.0, it's, the people will cancel you. They will get sick of you. So you could be a fan favorite right now, but yeah, stop lying about stupid, dumb, unnecessary shit. You don't have to tell these women all your business, but just, yes, when it comes to this, no. Clear answers. Because it's giving confusion. I wonder what Monique has on Stacey, because that's how they ended the episode, with something pertaining to Stacey and Chris. Stacey says it was a whole bunch of people that was out to dinner with her and Chris when the photo came up with her and him. They wasn't even sitting real close. So, like she said, she may just, know him socially, but you admitted that, he was one of the people you were seeing when you separated from your husband. I feel like Monique has did really good work when it comes to herself. Andy pointed that out, what a difference 5 years make. Because at that one reunion where she had the yellow on and the binder and the bob, honey, Monique was a mess. Okay, but Monique, I need you to stop saying how much you have changed. You just need to show it. Because the more you keep talking about it, and we still see certain things that have not changed. The fact that you even brought that binder back, to me, it kind of lends that you haven't fully change, because you brought that back. And I know some people will say, oh, well, it's the reunion, she was just having fun. Yeah, but you still brought it, and you was laughing about it. So I do see some inconsistencies with Monique when it comes to that. She did that same shit when she got on Love and Marriage DC. She kept getting in front of the narrative. Like she admitted on the show, though, she blamed the network, she blamed production, she blamed everybody but herself. She even blamed Chris. And it's just like, Monique, you're kind of doing like that same thing again. And you need to not do that. And what I'm talking about specifically, guys, as it pertains to Monique, is Monique makes a lot of announcements. I'm the new Monique. This is how I am now. And I like her hair with the dreads, but it's just too much. I kind of miss the old Monique and how her hair would be, her dresses. To me, she looked more fabulous back then. I didn't get the triangle, honey, that she was trying to do at this reunion. I hated the dress. The hair was just too much. Her face looked pretty, right? Beautiful woman, but it was just too much. it was just team too much. So yeah, I just want Monique to just stop announcing, she's this new person. Just be her, just conform to it, girl, just own it. But yeah, you still that same bitch because you brought that damn binder and you played a little game. You was like, yeah, I still got the tabs or whatever, and I'll use it if I need to. And see, all of that means you ain't changed. I got one social security number, Ashley to Wendy. Wendy says, where did it say I had 64 credit cards? Wendy, girl, the blogs was talking about that. Come on. The way she completely just ignored that, I was like, now, Wendy. Okay. Not 64, 67. And then Wendy talking about what documents. Girl, it looked like they got your ass hook, line, and sinker. Sinker, whatever the hell it's called. Y'all know the little expression. It looked like they got and then they got these dumbass emails from Eddie. Dumb. Okay, just dumb. Why are you messaging your wife talking about we need to up the ante on the insurance? You got the shit in writing. You just... It's a mess, okay? It's a mess. You could have talked to Wendy about this shit during sex, bend her over, break her off something proper. Like, that's how you do that. But you all in the email and shit, just... Whew, it's a mess. You got Wendy and Eddie. That one part, child, they dragged Wendy for that scene. Claudia Jordan says she knows to be acting when she sees it. That scene with Wendy asking Eddie, how is this going to affect our marriage? I thought it was weird, and I didn't say this before. In part one, Wendy pointed out that, yeah, me and my son, we were crying in Eddie's car. That's weird to me. It's like she's trying to separate herself from him. It's almost like she's blaming him. We got him in writing saying, well, let's up the ante on the insurance. That's like a confession, if you will. They got the pictures of you wearing the stuff. It just does not look good at all. At all. Then you got Wendy's vibrato, I should say, of when she first came on the show, with her being arrogant, her being condescending, her throwing her degrees in everybody's face every 5 minutes. Like, Ashley does have a point to a certain degree when it comes to Wendy, but she should have just kept it there. Saying all this shady ass shit and, in front of the public, and it gets on social media, and now you're backpedaling at the reunion. It just doesn't look good. It looked like you coming at Wendy, you being nice nasty. And like Wendy said, you're full of shit. You don't really care about her. You're kind of laughing that this happened to her. Even Wendy said, even when Karen got arrested and stuff, and she ended up going to jail, I was like one of the only people, I wasn't laughing at her and, making all these comments out in public about her. So, and then Karen on this third part is going to tell Wendy she need to shut the fuck up. No, Karen, you need to shut the fuck up. Okay? You need to shut the fuck up and get back to work. Your cowardly ass, you didn't even show your fucking face, bitch. After you set up and played in our face and said you was innocent and you're going to be vindicated, and the survey says that was a lie. Okay? That video of you was horrible, but you lacked humility. You did. You're delusional. you refuse to admit that you have a problem with drinking. You just keep trying to put the shit off on the pills. I was trying to work with your ass, but I can't, Karen. I do like Karen. I do think that Karen is good for the show. They did show, her going back and forth. I didn't like that Giselle tried to say, yeah, back in the day, we weren't so sensitive. You bitches are sensitive because y'all always been sensitive. Okay? Because Robin, when she got called out about wine, what happened? She was on the side of the road crying. This before she got kicked off the show. Then she also went to Ashley's restaurant to try to fight her, had her finger all up in her face. How can y'all handle, how are y'all any better than what's going on now with the group? Giselle, they got you on tape calling Karen a drunk, which means all of y'all knew this lady was a drunk. Charisse and Karen been at it. She called her a drunk. Robin called Karen a drunk. Y'all all have hit where it hurts. Yeah, but we could keep moving on. Not really. Not really, because some people that y'all get into it with, they didn't make it back to the show. It was never... it just was never really that deep. Because it's like y'all couldn't keep certain stuff going. That's why y'all start going after people's husbands. Okay, y'all couldn't handle Candace, but y'all wanted to come for her husband and wanted her to sit up and be okay with it. You came for Wendy's husband. Y'all play that game. Y'all play different games on this show. And y'all go too far. And then when people really care, because Giselle, you don't give a fuck. But when people really care about their family, they really got a husband that they really love that holds them down. It's like, yeah, but it wasn't that deep. You're being manipulative and gaslighting people, telling them what they should be mad about. But you are Miss, I don't give a damn about nothing. You think everybody go react how you react? Well, it's just not that serious. The catfish of it all. You attacking this woman's looks. I don't even like Angel like that. But she's probably going through postpartum, which makes her even more emotional. You gotta be cognizant of that. And Giselle just doesn't want to be accountable or responsible for the things that she says. She want to be able to say and do whatever she wanted. She wants people to get over it. Just like with the Candace situation with Chris. Yeah, but Candace, we could have talked about it and we could have just moved on. Bitch, you accused my man of being inappropriate with you and going into another room with you when all he wanted to do was just talk to you. So it's like, Giselle, you are missing a emotional chip. You're not emotionally intelligent at all. They call out Stacy for wanting Mauricio. Yeah, and Stacy, you kept trying to say, yeah, I was just trying to hook Ashley up. No, you wanted that man for yourself. And I've seen that before in the past where a woman will act like she's trying to hook up her homegirl when really she wants the man for herself. Because Mauricio is hot and Timo is not. And you cannot convince me that Stacy is really all that attracted to Timo. I see them getting another divorce. He doesn't really support her on the show. I mean, you could kind of understand why, because of the women and how they try to haze her. Ashley, shut your ass up. Shut your ass up talking about Stacy's breath stank. Bitch, your mama stank in that tent that she live in. Like, when I tell y'all I would drag Ashley's ass up and down the street like she's a rag doll. Shout out to Mama Joyce. I would drag Ashley. Stacy be sparing Ashley's ass. For real. They showed the picture that Wendy and Kay took at the event that they was at, where Kay said that Wendy was acting funny with her. I believe both of them. Wendy does give me that, I think I'm better than you. I'm not going to speak to you if we are at the same event. Even the hug that they had, it didn't look like, it just looked like a little, hey girl, okay. Like, I kind of believe Kay, and I believe Wendy when she says Kay wanted to like have this issue with her, but Kay didn't know Jazzy was going to stay on her ass. But like I said, you guys, Jazzy gives thirsty. Like, she's desperate to, like, have a problem. All that yelling she did with Tia, they even had a big to-do back and forth. I didn't understand why. But if we were to choose who would be better for the show, Tia would be better, more mature. She has a husband. She has the children. She has legacy. Even though Tia can be like too much of a follower, I feel like I would be more interested in getting to know her than Jazzy. Jazzy looks like she's like a parasite like Ashley. That's why they see each other. Okay, they try to hang on to people and things, and they will dispose of people if they can't use them anymore. Okay? So, yeah. Was Kay aggressive with Stacey? Yeah. Yeah, because you already saw how Giselle and Ashley was treating her, and I do feel like, I don't know, you just had a little bit too much dip on your chip, Kay. I think you need to tone it down. I think Kay acts aggressive like that because, I don't know, I feel like she's insecure. She says she's been a business owner since she was in her 20s. All of that can be true. You could still be insecure, when you get around certain women. I feel like Kay feels like the ladies don't hear her. That's why she's always trying to talk over people. Did y'all catch that when Angel was trying to speak, for her? And here go Kay. But it was okay for Kay to speak for Angel, but Angel better not dare speak for Kay. But I was like, ooh, Kay, that does not look good. And here go Wendy. Yeah, she be over there chin checking her friend. Yeah, you really do, Kay. And I get you wanting to speak for yourself, but just let Angel. I think if you would have just let Angel speak, like, for you, it would have really showed that, hey, this is my real friend. She knows how I feel. We done seen it plenty of times with friends on these shows. We done seen Giselle speak for Robin. Robin speak for Giselle. Giselle don't say nothing. It gives like immaturity. It gives I need to be heard. Nobody listens to me. Nobody takes me seriously. And that's why she gets so flustered when Jazzy like comes for her. And I think Kay feels like, yep, I got my champagne flute. I have that over Jazzy, and Jazzy is looking for 15 minutes of fame. So, but I was like, I don't know. I would rather have Kay on the show than Jazzy. I would. Who would y'all rather be on the show? But I don't know. Kay is beautiful to look at, though. She's stunning. You gotta give it to her. That's a beautiful woman. Honey, when Stacey called Kierna and Angel madness and sadness. Child, that is a mess. That was a good one. Oh, Giselle didn't win the case against her father's wife. She said that the judge sided with his wife. I wasn't buying what Giselle was selling, talking about she didn't want no money from her father. He was just this historic civil rights leader. And, there is a park that's being built, I guess, in his name. So that's good. Shout out to my uncle, honey. My uncle has his own park in our city. So shout out. Look, I know about the family legacy. Listen, we also have like, a kitchen that feeds, the less fortunate as well. in my family, okay, due to my uncle, okay, that would be my grandmother's brother, honey. But yeah, I feel like Giselle felt, like she was entitled to the father's money. He did have a wife. Yes, you are his daughter, and he had granddaughters. He seemed really close with them. So it's like, why wouldn't he leave you anything? I think he didn't want her giving anything to Jamal. Okay, her father seemed to really love her. She seemed really close with him. But that is very strange. Were they on the best of terms before he passed? Because for the wife to get like everything and you don't get anything, that is kind of funny. But I felt like Giselle was wrong because she kept trying to, I don't know. It's almost as if she doesn't like her father's wife. And she felt like the lady should get nothing. I felt like that was kind of like inappropriate. So I don't know. I felt like they both should have got something. And your father, you know, him not leaving you anything, that's suspicious. Something, I don't know. Maybe the father felt like she was going to let Jamal get some of the money or something. I know the father was not feeling Jamal Bryant. Yeah, I think he was kind of done with Giselle after she tried to use Jamal for a storyline. He like, this man got all these babies' mothers. What the hell is you doing, girl? Bye. Remember, he didn't care about that damn restaurant Jamal had for the girls. Monique said that she spoke to Bobby and he wouldn't speak to her. I told y'all that man is nasty. He's nasty. He's like evil. And if you know that people are lying on you, you know the truth about who you are and who you are to your wife, like, let that shit go. You know? So you so upset with Monique. These niggas, like him and Chris Samuels, they ain't about shit. Chris, you trying to block, you know, he trying to block Monique's bag. And I told y'all Bobby was nasty. I told y'all. Yeah, but he just loves his wife. Yeah, but don't take this show this serious to the point where you're now not speaking to her castmates. Don't give them another reason to think ill of you. There were plenty of husbands on here that have been attacked. Eddie has been attacked. He still treated everybody nice. Wendy's husband. Chris Bassett still got attacked on this show. Still treated everybody nice. Ashley's husband, Michael, he just horrible. He couldn't get along with nobody. Hell, Juan, you know, like, I don't never remember them, like, acting funny towards the other wives on the show, like Bobby. So, yeah, I didn't like that. And Angel said, yeah, but he didn't like what Monique was saying. This is the thing about what she's saying. What she's actually said wasn't that bad. It wasn't. It was a point of reference, looking out for you, hoping that you're not over there getting burned out doing everything. So if it don't apply, let it fly. And the fact that you're so emotional about it, Angel, I know it gotta be true. And this man, Mr. We'll get there when we get there. I told y'all he was nasty as hell. I told y'all. So yeah, that don't look good. They get on Jazzy for recording some of the ladies. Angel even copped to Jazzy. And remember, Jazzy and Angel was kind of cool towards the end there. So the fact that a lot of the ladies was nodding their head at Jazzy recording the ladies and trying to, I guess, blackmail them with the recordings. And I wouldn't want to be friends with somebody like that. I told y'all she's way too thirsty and desperate to be on this show. Tia got on her husband for taking out money to buy a house. Jazzy said he paid in cash. What's the problem? I was with Tia when she called out Jazzy for her behavior. Her behavior is always like disproportionate to like whatever the argument is about. She goes too far. She's an antagonist. She's unhinged. She is. It's like, girl, calm down. Have a coconut smile. What the hell is wrong with you? She like a little chihuahua that just wants to be accepted so bad. Tia told Jazzy, you are a friend of no one. You failed at your job. I guess the husband didn't have a job when he took the money out. So I don't know. I mean, he's a football player. So hell. Just because he's not playing, it don't mean he ain't got money to buy a house. So I don't know, or has money saved. So I didn't understand that, but I was with Tia. That girl is nobody's friend. She's like dangerous. So I hope we don't see her anymore. I'm not buying this thing with Giselle when she says, well, her and Monique, they would have never had such a contentious relationship if they would have just talked. To me, it sounds like, and they didn't say this, but it sounds like they are blaming their fallout having to do with maybe Charisse or something. They didn't say that, but and I call bullshit, because it's like, Giselle, you had a problem with that girl ever since she came on here, unbothered by you. She had the lifestyle. You said you don't have a home. She said she had 4. You didn't like that. You didn't like that you couldn't bully. You couldn't boss her. You didn't like, she tried to be cool with you several times. You just kept on. You treated her the way you treated Stacey, honestly. I like that Monique admitted that she liked Stacey for the show. I felt like that was cool. But yeah, Giselle, I do feel like you was jealous of Monique, maybe her lifestyle, not necessarily who her husband was, but just, the comforts of her lifestyle. Yeah, I felt like it was deeper than that, because y'all it was you, though, that started it, Giselle. And then Monique tried to finish it by getting Kendall on here. And then she got your man to not even want to film on the show. And I think that was really the straw that broke the camel's back with Giselle and Monique. So I feel like, they both should have been real about the beef. Now they trying to act like everything is all good, which is cool. We want the girls to move forward, but don't lie about, the issues that y'all had. Andy tried to get Monique on the Ultimate Girls Trip for season 2. She declined. She was still working on herself. She was still angry. She was still hurt. She was still that person, So, he gives her props for that, for, taking some time to work on herself. And like I said, that's good that Monique has worked on herself and she has healed. It looked like since she's got away from Chris, she's on the right road. So, yeah, because Monique was very big on, that's my man. Y'all just jealous. I got a man. And it's like, Monique wore us out with that. And I always saw right through that. So it's very interesting that he was her problem, though, on this show. And I do believe what Monique said about Angel and how Angel may be having issues in her home and it's making her, go off on the group and be so protective. Yeah. Because, honey, Angel is full of shit. But we're going to talk about it on another video. I ain't forgot. We're going to get to why I say that Angel is full of shit.